Hello, hello. I am Marquetta, the jeweler, and I want to give you a studio tour. So, before I do that, back when I made the full transition over from the beauty industry into the jewelry industry, I never really gave a tour or talked real deep about how we go about making jewelry. And we do everything in-house. In-house meaning we are a one-stop shop. We CAD, we cast, we polish, we set stones, we do everything within our studio. So let me take you on a tour. So over here is where we do our processing for shipments. Listen to a little music, charge our devices, burn our candles because they smell so good. I love candles and I usually have 3 or 4 burning. This is our form cure. So depending on what type of resin we're working on, we put them in here with no heat to cure so that we can cast them. Over here are things that have to go out or things that have come in that need to be processed. This is a small shipment that I'm sending to a fellow jeweler for her to test some resins. This is our, I forgot the name of this machine, Arbor Press, where I do some of my stampings and things like that. Over here is my bench that I work from. This bench has my GRS microscope with the Acrobat Versa arm to adjust. This is my GRS vise. This slides out, and this is where I do most of my stone setting. Here is my bench pen where I do some of my filings and things like that, loaded with drawers with stuff in it. I try to keep everything labeled because it's really easy to get jacked up if you or lose something when you're working. My handy dandy little tripod here. This is my loop from GIA. I graduated from GIA from the Diamonds program and the Pearls program. And I have my AJP, and this is my loop from GIA, and I don't want another one because it's special to me. This is my flex shaft. This is my pneumatic graver. It's the Smart Pro. I didn't want to have to do the compressor and all of that because it's so loud, so I chose to go with a smaller device. Now, this is my other bench. I have 2 benches. I do most of my soldering and filing and wax carving and stuff over here, and I have a small little micro motor that I use in case I need to do a little something over there. So this is our Fairmine cabinet. This is where we have all of our things that have to do with Fairmine. So if it's files, if it's drill bits and all of that stuff, they're separated from everything else and it's all labeled. This is our little jewelry photo box where we take some videos and stuff like that of gemstones and photos that we send to our customers or put on the website. Over here looks messy, but it's actually really clean. So I'll start right here. This is our small ultrasonic that does an incredible job of cleaning our jewelry. This is our steam cleaner. This is the pickle pot. This pot has acid inside mixed with water, and we turn it on low every day. And when you put jewelry in here, it removes the oxidation, which is the black stuff off of the jewelry, and makes it look all shiny and pretty again. This little ugly thing right here it's just water with baking soda because you need to neutralize your jewelry after you put it in the acid before you do anything else with it. So we just dunk it in there, and I change this out a couple times a week. This is our tumbler, water in here with a little bit of tumbling solution, and of course you gotta have the Dawn dish detergent. Over here is where we do our plating. So this is a hot plate that we have to heat up some of the solutions on depending on what we're plating. And then we use this Pro Plater to plate. And we hook everything up here. We turn on the amps to the appropriate levels. Everything is labeled here, and that's how we plate. This is just a drawer with the different little things that we use to go with these different machines. This right here is, this is a laser welder. It's not a big laser welder, but it gets the job done. It's great for jump rings, porosity, things like that. You just hook up everything that goes here and zap, zap, zap. You're good, you're done. It works really awesome. It's a workhorse. This is how we label everything. I've learned that in the jewelry industry, if you don't, in any industry really, but for me personally, I need to label stuff because there's so many small tools in here that we use that if it's not labeled, you'll spend more time looking for something than you do actually working. This is my polisher. I absolutely love this thing. This is where I keep all of my polishing wheels and compounds. I keep everything separated so that there's no cross-contamination. And it just goes right here in this bucket. This is a vise that I use. It's a Durston vise. This is a Pepe Tools rolling mill that I use to roll out wire or to flatten wire to make sheet. This is my Durston ring bender. These are metal forming blocks and things to do different things within jewelry. I could do a whole video on just this alone, so we'll just save that for a later date. So this is my jump ring maker. This is what I use to make like Cuban links and jump rings for different things. And then this flex shaft actually fits into this slot right here, and it cuts all of your jump rings at the same spot so you're not sawing all day. So this is really, really awesome. But I want to show you this checklist. We work off checklists a lot, and this checklist is everything that needs to be done for every piece of jewelry. And not that we don't know what to do, it's just great to check everything off so that you don't miss something. Because if you miss something, it could cost you a lot of time to try to go back and fix it. So I have this here so we know what step we're on with what piece we're working on, and it always just rolls and flows really, really nicely. Right here, I just bought this to keep me on track with what I have to do, things I can cross off, things I need to add on here so that I'm always on point. Oh, right here is a ring size to metal length chart. So it tells me the millimeter, the length of the metal for whatever size of ring that I need, because I was tired of doing the math on my phone, so I made a chart. This is our Formlabs 3D printer. Right now we're printing something for a client. This is our Form Wash. The Form Wash gives an alcohol, IPA, isopropyl alcohol 99% bath. It washes it. It's already set to wash for 20 minutes. It comes up, we let it drip dry, we sit. We sometimes cure, because with the Castable Wax 40, which is what we use, sometimes it can be really, really soft. And if we need it to harden up a bit, we'll cure it with no heat for about 20 minutes. This right here, absolutely love. It's the newest piece of equipment. But as a jeweler, I'll say 98 to 99% of all of the things that we use that require water require you to use distilled water. So we were buying distilled water like it was nobody's business. And I just got tired of always spending money buying distilled water, so I decided to buy a water distiller. So on Amazon, I found this thing for like $100. I think it was like $80 to $100. And we refill this and we distill our own water and use that for our machines. It saved us a lot, saved us a lot of time and a lot of energy. These two cabinets are just filled with supplies and things that we need for casting. So I just want to talk about some of the things that I have hanging. So this right here is very important to me. I like to look at the names of my Jehovah Jireh every single day. So I printed this off right here because it's just something that's important to me. Pearls. I always want to be looking at these things so that I can have the stuff fresh in my mind. So when I'm working with pearls and I need to see something, I'll look up here and check whatever I need to check. These are millimeter gauges. It's a chart that I made that breaks down the gauge of wire, the inches or diameter, millimeters, and what it's used for. Right here is one of my favorite chapters in the Bible, which is Psalm 91. This right here is the anatomy of a diamond. I feel like if you're a jeweler, you should know these things. This right here, these are my favorite for polishing and cleaning up, and I kept getting the order wrong, so I took the little thing out and I just posted it here. More information on pearls, just how they look, how they break down, all of that good stuff. This right here is an actual painting that one of my really good friends, Laura Beaumont, she painted this for me. We graduated from GIA, the Diamonds program, together, and we got really close, and she's a really special person to me. Her and her daughter Chloe, and Laura said, what are your favorite colors? I told her, and she painted this beautiful thing for me, so it's always going to be in my studio. This right here is our plating chart. It's a plating reference chart. So this is everything that we currently plate with. It tells you the temperature, the voltage, the time, what anode you're to use, any notes, its purpose, recommended wire, and even more additional notes there. We've gone over this. This is our jewelry post-casting checklist. And then we have the ring size to metal length chart. So if I send my daughter over here and I'm like, hey, can you bend me a size 7 ring on the ring bender? She knows what to look for here and exactly how to do that. So it just keeps everything, it gives continuity. So over here is our prepping for casting area. So this is where we tree up our flasks. This is where we invest. This is where we make grills. This is where we do it all. So this machine, it looks all scary and all the things, but this is a vibrating machine for when we're making grills. This is a melting wax. I don't even know the correct name for this, but I got this tip from Matera Made over here on YouTube. And one of the things that we use when we cast is sticky wax. And we put the sticky wax in here and let it melt so we can just dip our sprues in there and it sticks like butter. So shout out to Matera Made for that tip. It was golden. So right here is our mixer where we mix all of our investment, and we have to have a scale because everything has to be weighed to perfection. This is our industrial ultrasonic where we put, after we cast, we put the cast directly in here to get rid of all of the investment. So we brush it off and do all of that, and we put it in here for 30 minutes and it's set to 80 degrees. We're doing a lot of casting today, so we're gonna leave this on all day. Over here, this is a conversion chart for casting that I got from my friends over at Clear Mind Metals. They are amazing. They have a group for casting in their monthly membership because they share a lot of incredible information. So this is just like a cheat sheet for how you are to, your flash sizes, investment measurements, the metal temperatures, your burnout schedules. This is golden. All right, and when all else fails, if I have to send my daughter over here and we're in a crunch and we don't have time to do all the measurements and we're trying to get something done, this is a cheat sheet for, hey, if you got to do it, don't worry about calculations, just use this and this works. So, and this is also our cheat sheet for mixing investment. You have to be extremely meticulous with your investment. You got to mix it for 3 minutes. You got to vacuum it for 1 minute. Then you have to pour it in the flask a certain way. Then it has to go into the chamber again for a certain amount of minutes so that it can settle. It's a process. It's a lot to learn, but once you learn it, you'll be golden. Okay, let's go over to the casting area. Okay, so this is where the magic happens. So right here we have a Paragon kiln. This is a smaller size kiln for a lot of small flasks and things like that. This is a fume extractor, so when the fumes get really bad and strong, we turn this on, and then we usually have a fan up here blowing out of that window. This right here is our Ventura melting pot. I do know how to, I prefer to melt metal with a torch. But for safety purposes, I decided to get a melter. You know that the temperature is going to be correct every single time, and it just makes life so much easier. So I use this Ventura melt. It sets to the appropriate temperature for whatever it is I'm casting, whether it's sterling silver, fine silver, 10K, 14K, 18, 24K, and we don't do platinum as of yet. So these are the different graphite crucibles that we use for different purposes. We have them sitting out because we're doing a lot of casting today, and they have metal already in them ready to go. These flasks right here have been burned out, but we have to reheat them. to cast them. We've been moving a lot of projects around, and we're trying to shuffle things around to make sure we get everything done efficiently. These are the tongs that we use. The small tongs are used for the small flasks. It makes life so much easier. I learned the hard way that these don't work with the small flasks. I ended up in the hospital with a burn on my hand. We'll just leave it at that. So this is our wire brush for getting off the investment. So I leave everything right here. I have this open when metal is cooling down because it just cools down faster and it gets me ready for whatever I'm about to do over here next, if it goes like that. This is the kayak cast. Some people say kayak cast, kayak cast. This is our kayak cast where we use this for investment to get the bubbles out of the investment. And then we cast over here. We can use both the perforated flask as well as the regular flask like this. It goes on top. Your metal goes in here and fills those holes where you will cast, and then you quench and you get a piece. And that's it. This is the tour, and we have another cheat sheet here. This is the same sheet that's over there. But sometimes when you're over here, you're like, oh crap, did I do this right? This is your cheat sheet. You can check this right here. And then we have all kinds of other things in here that we may need. And then gloves. I will be honest, okay. My hands are small and I need a smaller size pair of gloves because it's very hard for me to use these. But I'm trying, but I have them here just in case. I've been using them a little bit more, but it's just hard because my hands are so small. And I know somebody's gonna say, you really gotta have, I get it, I know, it's about safety and all of those things, but Durston, I need some smaller gloves for my small hands. Alrighty, so that's the studio tour. I am getting ready to get to work today. I have a lot of work and deadlines that I have to meet today in order to ensure everything gets out on time. If you are looking for a custom piece, or if you just want to purchase some items from our website, just be sure to go over and check it out at breslinjewelryco.com. And if you want a custom made, we do engagement rings, we do everything, anything you can think of, we can do in-house. So if it's something like that that you're thinking about, be sure to hit us up at breslinjewelryco.com. So be sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, and listen, if you want to know what a full day in the studio looks like, let me know. I would absolutely love to film that for you. And if you do want that, comment down below. Let me know what type of jewelry content y'all want to see. All right, I'm about to get to work. I'll talk to you soon.